Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? They don't want me to do this podcast. Is that what it is? Can you hear me? Sound? Am I getting sound? Sound, test one. Hello? I think I should be getting sound now, right? Anyone? Am I getting sound? No? Yes? Yeah. All right, cool. Test one, two. Yeah. Testing one, two. Okay, you can hear me now. Anyway, I'm sorry about that. I hate when that happens. Had to restart the program, but you can hear me, right? We're good, folks. Anyway, I wanted to discuss the events that happened earlier. That video is getting a lot of plays. A lot of plays. It's over 900 views, I think, by now. So I don't know. I was caught completely off guard, and I was attacked verbally, at least anyway, by the Yonkers voice. So what happened was I go up and down Ashburn all the time. I mean, with the construction going on everywhere, you know, I'm kind of rerouting. Ashburn is kind of my way. I come from Lockwood to Sawmill, up Ashburn and down to Warburton, over to the post office, to Wells Fargo, the bank, sometimes to Chase, right? And then I'll come back down Warburton and go back Ashburn. In my, experience, it's faster than going up to North Broadway. Sometimes you have a long line with that weight. So it's not uncommon for me to be up and down that part of Ashburn. Okay, it's not uncommon at all. And I've actually pulled over before, and I pull over at times to either text, make a phone call, or to read something. It's like what I did today. That's all I did. And so I pulled over. I had something in my mind about a client's job. I got a payment, and I wanted to read more about getting the rest of the payment, whatever. I pull over to read, and as I look up, I notice Mr. Yonkers' voice approaching my car with his camera. And now he's filming my car. He comes over to my registration and my stickers. He films that. He goes around to the back, films the plate in the back. Then he comes up and he knocks on my window. So before I rolled down the window, I said, I better start recording myself. And that's what I did. And so I started recording. I rolled down my window and he asked me to turn it off. And I said, no, because the guy's sneaky. The guy's a liar. You have to be careful with individuals like him. They will completely fabricate things. And so, no, I said, talk to me. I want to record it because you are a known liar. You fabricate stuff. And I want to be very clear and have evidence. So he starts going off asking me, what's my problem? Well, my problem is that you have a problem. He has a problem with me. And he's had this problem for about a year now. I never even thought about this guy. I never considered the Yonkers Voice. This is not about competition because I don't do this for money. He does. I don't chase around. Like today, I happened to be on Yonkers Avenue when all the cops were shooting down onto the sawmill. I happen to be these places. I have jobs, meaning construction work around Yonkers. That's what I do. So I go check up on them and I go to different things. So, that's what I'm doing. And so I happen to be there. But the individual, I never considered him, never thought about him until last year when he approached me at my client's property here in Yonkers, had caught fire. So he was covering the fire. And he says to me, hey, Freddie, I just want to let you know that some elected officials had approached me and Brian Harrod, and they wanted us to do a negative article about me and to impact my business. And I guess the officials had an issue with me because I had been reaching out to them for some help with some false accusations that I had that eventually I and my wife were able to resolve on our own. And why? Because we recorded our conversations with CPS and caught them in lies, which we still have to this day. So we completely flipped it on them. They admitted that it was all false, but he wanted to use that against me to hurt my business. He said the elected officials wanted him and Brian to do that, but then he decided not to. And then he asked me for coffee. He says, let's go and have coffee. I said, sure, let's go have coffee. We went to Paxos. He repeated the same story. Elected officials had approached him and Brian Harrod to write a story about me negatively in order to impact my business. And eventually one would come out about child pornography, which was disgusting and completely false. And so that's why I had my issue with Ruros from that point on. He wanted to hurt my business, something that my wife and I have struggled for the past 2 years now, just about, in another month or two, it will be, to get going because of all the issues that we had to go through. And a lot of it, we have documented stuff that it was people just screwing with us. So that's my issue with him because he's a piece of crap and he's also a convicted sex offender. And I put that out there. You want to hurt my business? Well, then I'm going to hurt your business, which is getting paid for the videos and the ads by the elected officials and City Hall to do these interviews also. And that's how he makes his money. $900 to $1,200 per campaign cycle per elected official. And he never reports anything negative, just always what they want. And he's no good for the community. I mean, just today he was on Yonkers Avenue and got his camera slapped out of his hand just before he saw me. So he was already upset. A woman slapped his camera out of his hand because he was videotaping them while their loved one was being removed by the coroner after they just discovered him or her, I don't know if it was, sex, dead. They had passed away, and these people are grieving. They're just finding this out, and this man's got the camera in their face, so they smacked it out his hand. And so he was already a little probably pissed off at that and already aggressive when he came upon me. And so I've pulled over before there to also talk with John Cater when I'll see him out there because his limo company's right there, which had nothing to do with today's event. Absolutely nothing. The Caters had nothing to do with it. Just was all, circumstances that just played a certain way. I happen to pull over there. He happens to live, a little bit up the street from where I pulled over. The Caters was a little down the street from where I was at. And that's how it played out. And so he knocks on my window and then he goes crazy. And so I have the video here and I want to play it and show you exactly how when he threatened me. He called me a cunt face, excuse my language, and made up stories about my business, insinuating that I'm doing something with video camera. This is disgusting. This could hurt my business. And it's a complete lie. I didn't make up the fact that he was convicted of the sexual assault on a minor. That was in the New York Times. I put out the legal documents. So, I mean, I'm not making that up. I'm not fabricating it. It's there. It's public information. Brian Harrod was putting it out before they became a team. So, I mean, this guy should not be upset with me. He should just stop bothering me, leave me alone, never mention me again, because he continues to mention me on his videos. People have texted me, called me, hey, did you see what the Yonkers Voice said about you? And I got a clip of that. So, is my sound not good? I hope my sound is good. So let me know if you can't hear this right away, but this is the video from earlier, and I got it directly, I started it directly, as soon as I should say he knocked on my window.
Freddie, don't tell me. You don't need to record me.
Oh, you recorded me?
No, I stopped it. I stopped it.
Okay, I pulled over to read a paper and you recorded me.
Freddie, please turn that off.
No, go ahead.
Like a man-to-man conversation.
This is man-to-man. Go ahead, because you like to lie, so I want to...
What is your problem, man?
You're the one talking about me.
Where? Freddie,
on your video. People tell me.
Freddie,
I recorded your audio.
Freddie, I have a conversation with you in the past.
Right.
I am not
interested
in politics.
You told me elected officials wanted you to write an article about me.
That's what you say.
No, that's what you said.
Now I'll tell you.
There's no sound on the video. I don't know what's going on here. I'm having some sound issues, unfortunately. I don't know there. I'm going to try one more time.
That's what you said. You're the one talking about me.
Where? Freddie,
on your video. People tell me.
Freddie,
I recorded your audio.
Freddie, I have a conversation with you in the past.
Right.
I am not
interested
in politics.
You told me elected officials wanted you to write an article about me.
That's what you say.
No, that's what you said.
Now I'll tell
that's
you
what you said.
Show me one video.
Okay.
Show me one video that I talk about.
So why did you ask me? I will.
I'm not talking about this.
You talk. Listen to my audio samples. Listen to the. I didn't even know you lived here.
I didn't even know. I promise you, I did not.
I'm coming to read a paper. I pulled over. I don't know this guy lives here.
Freddie.
Oh my. Okay. Why if I live it?
Teen porno.
Yeah.
See, he's accusing me.
You're the pedophile. You've been arrested for it and convicted. Yeah.
You accepted that you're watching it.
You convicted of it.
I am.
You're convicted.
Prove it.
I did. I showed him. Yes. I showed him. You pleaded down.
One of these days,
watch your hands. Your hand is in my face. What are you gonna do?
You and I are gonna have a problem.
Do something. Do something now.
You're gonna sue me.
There you go. He said, one of these days, you P-U-S-S-Y face and are going to have a problem. That's a threat. Because I think he's over there now copping the plea, trying to see if he can find some way to kind of jam me up legally. That's okay. You can try. But that's a threat. He called me a name, and then he threatens me, we're going to have a problem one day. Right, so that's what he did there.
Do something now. No, I'm
so
not.
I tell him do something now.
Where you live? I'm not going to sue you.
Don't you sue everybody?
Put your hands on me. Go ahead. Just put your hands on me. Put your hands on me.
Fucking face.
Put your hands on me.
Face.
Put your hands on me.
Listen, you
put your hands on me. Put your hands on me. Then put your hands on me. Put your hands on me. Stop talking shit and stop talking shit with your little dog, you pedophile, and put your hands. Put your hands on me. Put your hands on me. Go ahead. Stop talking shit. Put your hands on me. Stop talking shit and put your hands on me. Go ahead. Put your hands on me. Put your hands on me. Go ahead.
Look at the cunt.
Go ahead. Tom, you say you're going to put your hands on me. Put your hands on me.
The face is right there.
Put your hands on me.
You have a face that looks like a cunt.
Go ahead.
Did you know that?
I'm a cunt face. Okay, you pedophile.
Am I?
You're touching little girls. And there are other girls that know that you did it.
But you
You're a
told people.
pedophile.
But you told people that you were watching.
You are a pedophile.
Child
That's
porno,
what you're
right?
saying. But you get evicted.
You
are convicted.
You
were in the New York Times for touching little girls. Be careful. This guy's a pedophile. New York Times article for touching little girls.
Since when an article is a conviction, little boy?
Stop spitting on me.
Since when a New York Times is a conviction?
New York Times.
You
I
said it
showed
yourself.
the conviction. You molested
yourself.
Sexual
that somebody
misconduct.
was sending you videos.
He just said, since when is an article a conviction? I didn't say the article was a conviction. What I said is that what he did made it to the New York Times, and he was eventually convicted.
You watched the video till the end.
You pedophile.
And you saw the two little boys.
Are a
until you
pedophile.
realize. Are you doing the same on your school? Are you a little
pedophile.
guy? Are you a little
You
guy?
are a pedophile.
Shut the fuck
You
up,
are
getting
a
your
pedophile. You are a pedophile.
Go and
You
sue.
are a pedophile. Look how close he's in my face.
It shows it in my face.
Do something to him, then he would sue me.
now?
You are a pedophile.
Are you going to
You
sue?
are a pedophile.
And then he walks away, but he comes back. He doesn't just leave.
There you go, pedophile.
You go to everybody.
Watch the guy. He tries to watch what this guy does upstairs.
Pedophile.
Brian.
Pedophile.
Are you
You are
watching?
a pedophile.
Do you have videos
Why
at
are
your
you
school?
coming next to me, pedophile?
Are you having
Why
videos
are
at
you
your
getting
school
next
to
to me?
watch?
So I asked him now at this point to
Are
step
you
back.
Back away,
Freddie
pedophile.
boy, Freddie boy, are you watching?
You were convicted
Are
of
you
a
at the
pedophile.
school watching
You
the
are a
videos?
pedophile.
Do you like those little guys'
Yeah,
videos?
okay.
Is your wife
Right,
sending you the
pedophile.
videos?
Pedophile.
Are they sending it to you, Freddie?
Pedophiles.
How many videos did they send it to you, Freddie?
You
How
pedophile.
many
You
videos?
pedophile. Get
How many-
away from me, you
How many
pedophile.
videos did they
Get
send
away
it to
from me,
you,
you
Freddie?
convicted
How
pedophile.
many videos
Get
did
away
they
from
send
me,
it to
you
Freddie?
convicted pedophile.
You tell
This
us
is my
how
car.
many. This is my place.
Convicted pedophile.
Okay,
This guy
Freddie.
was convicted of
Freddie.
touching little girls. And look, and he
Freddie.
walked away from me.
Nobody cares
Why?
about you. You see,
You
Freddie?
convicted pedophile.
Freddie, you see, no one cares
You
what you say. You
convicted
see?
pedophile.
No one cares.
You convicted
You
pedophile.
see, Freddie boy?
Can you
No
get
one
away
cares.
from me?
Are you at your
Bye.
school? You have condoms on the bathroom?
Bye.
That's what I've been hearing,
Bye.
Freddie.
You hear? So he's trying to accuse me of my business.
To each other,
See?
right?
Bye.
Did they send you more videos?
You're mad because you're
Oh,
a
I'm-
convicted
Yeah,
pedophile,
I'm so mad.
and you're
Are
making
you
things up
sending-
about me now.
Now you
There's
said
no
it. You said
legal
they
documents
send you
like
videos
you have legal
and
documents.
You watch the
You
video
convicted
until the
pedophile.
end.
Look at your
Did
face.
you? Did
You
you?
are a convicted,
Did you see the
disgusting,
video?
nasty
Look
pedophile.
at the mouth. Look at the mouth.
Nasty
Look at the mouth.
pedophile. You
Face like a
disgusting,
Face
nasty
like a cunt.
pedophile. You touch
like
little
a cunt.
girls and you're disgusting. You nasty pedophile. Tocando muchachas.
Watch this guy. Watch.
Mira,
Don't
lo
touch me.
llevaron preso.
Yeah.
Preso.
Pero el que tiene videos
Preso.
diciendo que vio
Preso lo
videos
llevaron.
de muchachos
Preso.
mandándose uno a otro.
Preso. Pedophile. Convicted of touching little kids at a karate.
Then he goes over to, John Cater. I don't know why. That's crazy. And you know what? I wanted to say that to him because I just can't stand people who are pedophiles, who take advantage of young kids like that. I have truly a disgust for that goes way before I even ever knew this man. I just think that's very disgusting. And this is who he is. And I've also spoken to individuals who said they know of other people who just never came forward. Many times the victims don't come forward in when they've been victimized by sexual predators. And there was a one incident with my wife And I'm not gonna say too much, but she was this was years ago. She was counseling a girl who was actually raped and didn't even report it and didn't want to report it. And my wife had to kind of protect that confidentiality. She didn't know who the person was and stuff, but the girl would see him from time to time, but she just didn't want to. And my wife was like, why not? And so people just sometimes don't. And sometimes the victims feel like they may have done something wrong, So I don't, this is not cool. And the fact that he's allowed in schools and that elected officials pay him and support him and fund him so they can utilize his audience for their benefit just shows the type of individuals our elected officials are, the integrity that they have. They don't care what they do to get to their goals or how they do it, who they use. And this individual came up to me, and I just wanted everyone to know it's time to put an end to him. He's upset because he doesn't like the fact that, one, I'm doing basement politics and I'm getting an audience, but I don't care about that because I don't make money off it. He does. So he feels like his business is being hurt. And he said that to me. He goes, Freddie, that's my bread and butter. I don't care. I'm doing what I do. And then he's also upset because I've exposed him the proper way. I've proved it. I've shown the documents there on my page. You can go back and check it out. I didn't just say it. I actually showed the actual records from the court records and what he had to do. And it's not the first time he was convicted. This guy has had to go through psychological evaluation as part of his conviction. And he has ordered protection to stay away from the girl. So this guy is not a good guy, and he's out here in our community. And so I wanted to clarify that up because, I hear he may be trying to make it seem as if I assaulted him or if I'm stalking him because I happened to pull over somewhere where actually I've pulled over many times before. And I've gone to the corner store many times. So I can't go to that store now because he's going to assume that I'm stalking him. And I don't want to make it seem that way. So I'll avoid stopping there, Hopefully I won't get a flat tire or my car doesn't just die out there because then I'll have to deal with him again. But I was not there for him. I didn't know he lived there. I really didn't care to go see him. I wasn't thinking about him. There's no reason for me to be there. And if I was, I would be filming live and you guys would be seeing me there. Anytime I've ever gone to someone, I've done it live. Tasha Diaz, was it Brian? It wasn't me stalking or hiding. I don't do anonymous pages. I say it all here on Basement Politics. I do it live or I do it on my podcast. I'm not, that's who I am. So if you don't see my face and hear my voice, because people even recognize my voice sometimes, say, oh, I know you from your voice. And so then it's not me. But here, hey, I want to, I don't know where I put that video. I had a video of him where he was, it's a YouTube video here.
You want to know
this is him talking about
what goes on the streets of Yonkers. They need
just
to be in one place and one place alone. Yonkers Voice. We are the original Yonkers Voice page. We are the largest Yonkers related news, raw news page.
He's slurring his words.
Not just in Yonkers, I must say, in the entire Lower Westchester. No one reports like we do. Nobody. There are lots of
here we go.
Imitators.
See?
They're trying to imitate what we do, but no one has been able to duplicate what we do. They try to bash us, they try to slander us in the hopes that the people will follow them. It's not working. Look at the numbers on their channel. They got 6 views, they got 7 views, they got 3 views. And even the 6 views that they have, it's all the same guy. He has about 20 fake profiles and he watches all of his videos from all 6 or 7 or 20 or 30 fake profiles that he has in order to create an optical illusion that people are following him. The truth is, nobody is. The truth is, nobody cares. The truth is, Most people in Yonkers think that he's a mentally unstable.
There you go. And that's just one of the clips, right? And I can show you the clip from the Unity and the Community event that happened a couple weekends ago, where he, decided to bring me up in his little interview with Alberto Velasquez, the CEO, the CSEA president. And they thought it'd be funny to make jokes about me and stuff. And that's cool. I'm thick-skinned. I really don't care. But apparently, if I say something, it's a problem. People get mad. People are upset. I have thick skin. I don't care. But for him to say that I never said nothing about you, what's your problem with me? This is one video. I can show you the one in the Unity and the Community that had nothing to, I don't know why he brought me up with Alberto Velasquez, who needs to be focusing on getting his union members their retro checks. I'm sorry if CSCA members are reaching out to me. If they see me in the street and they say, Freddie, thank you. We appreciate what you're doing for us. Please, can you put pressure on Alberto so we can get our retro checks? Again, these are not the highest paid employees in the schools. They're not making the $100,000 a year. So they need someone to really fight for them, get them their money. They're already negotiating a new contract, or supposed to be. The last one expired and they've yet to get a retro check. So I help and support those members who reach out to me. And so they want to bash me. They want to use the Yonkers Voice. They want to use the Yonkers news wires to create false stories, and disgusting ones at that. Okay, well then, let's go. Let's go. But don't get mad and don't threaten to do something physical to me. Go right ahead. Do what you got to do. What's stopping you? I'm not looking for it, but if that's what you feel like doing, do it. Oh, shut up. You should have never done what you've done. And that's it. I'm Freddie Vasquez. This is Basement Politics. Make sure you join me tonight. I'm going to be on with part 4 of Anthony DiMaggio, the former Yonkers police lieutenant. He's going to come on and talk some more about his story, but also has a few interesting things that he wants to actually show. He wants to show proof, right? You have to show the evidence. People want to see proof. Well, we're trying to get the proof, and when we have it, we're going to show it. So he's going to post up some stuff here, that he wants people to see. So join me tonight. We'll be on at 8 o'clock. Anthony DiMaggio, former Yonkers police lieutenant, and that's it. So we're just out here for the truth. That's right. The truth is enough people who actually care and also stand for the truth. So I don't agree with what that guy said. Keep going, Freddie. Thank you. I appreciate it. Listen, I'm not always going to get it right. I'm not perfect, but I'm willing to correct myself. And my intention is to try and support those who don't have a voice. There's a strong force here that tries to oppress people. Remember? Whatever happened to that? People used to fight for that at one point. It still exists, and it's still trying to silence people, keep people down, and completely, make it appear as if though there's no issue. It's just a group of crazy individuals led by the village idiot, Freddie Vasquez, from Basement Politics Unfiltered, who only gets 10 views. Thank you, folks, for joining me. Make sure you join us tonight as Anthony DiMaggio comes on, former Yonkers police lieutenant. See what else he has to say. It's going to be interesting. I'm Freddie Vasquez. That was Basement Politics Unfiltered. Just wanted to clarify that. I know it's a little childish, immature. I should have shown better class, but I'm human. So I want to apologize to everyone out there who's witnessed that. I put the video up because I wanted the truth to be out there. I try not to get into those type of things. Sometimes you can't avoid it. Again, I apologize. I don't really like that stuff. It's not, showing me in a good light. But sometimes that's how it goes. I'm Freddie Vasquez. Thank you for joining me, folks. Have a great day, and I'll see you tonight.
Freddie wins.